So about a week ago, I purchased this 2009 21.5-inch Core 2 Duo based Apple iMac. And I got to thinking, I'm going to use this as my main computer. But will I face any problems with it being a main computer, being almost 7 years old? Granted that my Dell Precision was a good bit older, did have considerably higher specs. So I was wondering, maybe this will keep my room cooler, maybe, maybe it'll still work just fine. And it made me think, I should do a video on this. So as you can see, the specs on this computer is a 3.06 GHz Intel Core 2 Duo, 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce 9400 256MB integrated graphics card, and a 1080p display. We also have a 256 gig SSD as our main boot drive. One thing that definitely surprised me is how much less hot my room has been since I put the iMac in as my main. It's so much more pleasant in here to sit, and waste all night on the computer. But honestly, at the end of the day, who wouldn't want a $40 iMac? On the back, you still have all the ports you would honestly still need. You've got 4 USB 2s, FireWire, mini DisplayPort, gigabit Ethernet, and your headphone and surround sound. One great thing about these older iMacs is you still have a CD drive, right? Something you don't use that often, but when you do, it's a lifesaver. Oh, and an SD card slot. The built-in speakers are very hard to beat by any other all-in-one. I was blown away by them when I first heard them. So there must be a catch. How did you only pay $40 for this computer, Tyler? Well, had no hard drive, and as you can see, there is a nice little, big crack going down the middle of the display. The display's fine, I should say. The glass is what's cracked. Oh, hey, eyesight. 720p camera. Out of focus 720p camera. That's what it is. Look at that. So here's a quick overview of the setup. We've got Razer mouse, Blue Snowball, Corsair SP2500s, Apple Airport Extreme, and a secondary display over here. Now one issue that I definitely did have was, I didn't have enough hard drive space, so I picked up this Western Digital My Passport 2TB for $35. If boot up matters at all to you, here was a real-time boot up of my iMac from hitting the power button to being at the login screen, and then from there, logging into my desktop. Pretty quick, and yeah, that's all there was to say. There we go. Oh, and because I figured everybody would ask this question, the best internet browser that I've been able to find so far is Safari. Everything else seems to be a bit slower. 720p YouTube video plays just fine, as well as 1080p. It begins to struggle in the 60 frames per second category, but it will play after you let it buffer for just a minute. Here we go. I'm actually going to play a video for you guys here right now. Sorry, copyright laws, whatever. But yeah, after this ad, you guys will see how it plays. So all in all, everything in the OS feels very quick. It feels like a brand new Mac running on El Capitan, as you guys saw, or Capitan. I'm probably going to get crucified for saying it that way, but anyway, everything in there is fine. Everything supports the iMac still, and it's gonna get OS Sierra actually, which is awesome. That's very, very cool for a $40 computer at that. If I could do anything about this thing, I would make sure you get the higher end version, such as, the 3.33, but I got the 3.06, just to show you guys what it can still do. You can hear the crickets outside because even they're sick of listening to me. This thing is still very, very, very capable, I would say. And if all you're going to be doing is doing some web browsing and, watching YouTube videos here and there, definitely. If you do content creation in Photoshop or GarageBand, definitely. If you do video editing, anything above 720p, maybe, if you're patient. For now, I'll just keep using the laptop for video that has QuickSync. Now, if this was an i5 or an i3 model with QuickSync, it would be a different story. but it's not. So I'll make do with what I can get for $40. Not complaining at the end of the day. Definitely bump up the RAM in them too. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed it, leave me a big thumbs up. You know, maybe I can start doing videos such as this a little bit more often. I enjoyed it. It was fun being a little bit more cinematic instead of being a shaky iPhone vlogger all day, you know? Anyway, guys, definitely thanks for watching. Drop me a comment down below if you're using something like this or older, and I'll be more than happy to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys have enjoyed what you guys saw, and hopefully, you know, stick around. See you guys in a future video. Bye, guys.